Hi friends, Tracy.bish here, Step It Up demonstrator in Australia. Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm taking part in the Monochromatic Instagram hop again this week, and we are featuring Mossy Meadow, which is a really pretty colour. I have decided to go with the Take to the Sky DSP, which has Mossy Meadow all through it, and I thought this would make a really quick and easy masculine card. And you know, Mossy Meadow is a very masculine colour if you ask me. I know the crew will probably make it very feminine, and good on them for that. To me, it's a masculine colour. So the Take to the Sky DSP actually has really great designs, perfect for all your masculine cards. Also in this pack there are pieces that you can cut down. There's tags as well as cards, like 3x4 cards for your scrapbooking and memory keeping. I'll come back and talk about that in just a second. So to start off, I have a piece of A4 Mossy Meadow cardstock. I have scored it in half and then cut it in half. That's going to give me 2 card bases, and we're only going to use one today. But let's fold and burnish on that score line. Now, I start off with one of those pieces of DSPs, that one that has the 3x4 cards and the tags. I really wanted to use that aeroplane 3x4 card. So I'm just going to cut that out with my paper trimmer, being very careful to only cut that section, which will leave me plenty of designs to use on other projects. Now what's really great is Stampin' Up have really starting to sort of bring in a little bit more scrapbooking supplies with Close to My Heart coming and joining Stampin' Up. And I love this because to me, this not only makes very great and easy masculine cards, but bringing in the tags and the 3x4 cards makes great work with your scrapbooking. And I am starting to get back into my scrapbooking, which is where I started by crafting in the first place. And my husband's ex-Air Force, so I know that I can do lots of different memory keeping with that in mind, as well as all the air shows that we've been to over the years. So once we have our card base and our 3x4 card cut up, I also wanted a matting with that card. So I've cut, that card is 3x4. The Mossy Meadow cardstock I've cut down at 3 1/8 by 4 1/8, so we've just got that little 1/8 of an inch border. It's nice and small, but it still really makes it pop up, which I love. I've also grabbed this DSP, which is like the map. I thought this was really good and it would work so well. So I'm just going to cut a half-inch strip from the 12 by 12. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them down into 3 little strips that'll be 1/2 inch by 4 inches. And that's going to give me my 3 little strips behind my main card. I am also going to add a little bit of matting because it's a little bit too dark on the card base of the Mossy Meadow. So I'm going to bring in some basic white and just matte those DSP strips. For the basic white matting, they are 3/4 of an inch by 4 1/8, so it goes right across that card, and yeah, I think it really makes it sort of pop a little bit as well, which is really, really great. Of course I could have left it like that, and I will say my main thought was to actually put my main image off to the right, and I don't know, when I popped it down, I popped it in the middle, and I think that's probably where my brain usually goes to, so I've just done it without thinking. But I think in my head I had it more off to the right hand side a little bit more, but you know, let me know. Would you like it more on the right or centered? I'm also going to add, once I add these all down and glue them all down, it just was needing a little bit, and I do stamp the sentiment on the 3x4 card because I wanted to make it a happy birthday, so I have done that. But then I still thought it was a little boring, a little plain, so then I wanted to add some little flying squirrels. I don't know what we would call it, But the Be My Valentine stamp set, which is actually carried over into our annual catalogue, and you can find all the encore stamp sets that have come back into the catalogue. You can find them in the catalogue. The Be My Valentine stamp set can be found on page 75, but they're all listed there, which is awesome. See how, this really looks good, but it's just missing something. So let's add the sentiment, because, you have to have a sentiment. I've used the Attention Shoppers stamp set for that. I think that Happy Birthday is a really sweet sentiment, great script, and I think it, just looks really, really good. Now, I highly recommend, because we are stamping straight down onto that piece, check your stamp first, make sure it's nice and clean, make sure it's stamping really well before you add it to your cardstock. I won't tell you how many times I have wrecked pieces because I haven't stamped it first. Now, sometimes you can get a little bit of lint on your stamp, especially your photopolymer, which are really bad for that. So make sure it's stamping really well before you add it down. And yeah, I thought that looked really good, but let's bring in the Be My Valentine stamp, and you've got that little, I don't know, like a flying piece. We're going to stamp that down the bottom and the top of the card base. So really, really simple. Now, this is a Instagram hop, so if you would like to see way more wonderful projects using the beautiful Mossy Meadow, all you need to do is head over to Instagram. My handle is at @tracy.bish with no G for the stamping. And in the post there, you'll be able to see everyone that has joined in the hop this week. It's a weekly hop, so lots of inspiration for you. So hopefully you'll go and check that out. Leave a little bit of love everywhere you go. And yeah, I know that you will be thoroughly inspired by taking a look. Now, if you're in need of any of the supplies that I've used on today's card, you can certainly purchase them in my online store if you live in Australia. I have a wonderful program for my customers where I give out gifts every single month which change, and I would love to spoil you as one of my customers. So if you're coming onto my online store, just make sure you use this month's hostess code. It is on my blog. It's also in the description of this video. Everyone who purchases with me each month will receive a handmade card, as well as the Simple Sweet Stampers tutorial bundle, which has 12 wonderful cards using a particular suite. And if you spend over $65 in product, I'll also give you the monthly tutorial bundle, which is an amazing, lots of inspiration there. Yeah, and I'd love to spoil you as a customer. So if that interests you, there is a link in the description of this video for my online store. Okay, so I've just adhered all those 3 strips down onto the matting and then down to the card base. I've popped up the Mossy Meadow and the card, and there we have it. No embellishments, nothing else, but I think it really turned out so well. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you've enjoyed today's card. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. I would love it if you left me a comment, and if you haven't hit subscribe, please do that as well. And go over to Instagram and see what everyone else was creating using Mossy Meadow. Alright everyone, have a wonderful day. Bye bye.